What's up, Indubians? You know what I hate? Yes, mushrooms. And yes, I also hate things with glitter on them. It gets on everything forever and ever and ever. Stop it now, please. I also hate paying so much money for car insurance. That's why I switched to Root Insurance. I was paying nearly a farm's worth with some general insurance, and some progressive company quoted me even higher. Truth be told, I feel I'm in better hands with Root Insurance. Plus, I'm paying so much less. How do you get in? Go to j.mp/rootindube. That's j.mp/ROOT and sign up. If approved, you'll get $50 off. My little special gift to you, because I love you. But please, stop with the glitter. It's that time of year again. Some festive holiday? Could be. Anniversary? Sure, why not? A night socializing with friends? Absolutely. Bring the class, share a wink, pour a glass of wine from Wink, your monthly online wine subscription. Try a box on me by going to j.mp/winkindube, all one word, and take a survey to determine your flavor profile, and you'll get up to 4 quality wine selections tailored to your taste. Wine not to your liking? Try something else. Not ready for the next month's shipment? No problem. Need more right away? Lush. I jest. Wine acquisition has never been easier, so give a try on me. j.mp/WINCINDOOB, because anytime can be wine time.
FX presents the Indu Podcast with your host, T. Sterling Watson.
Good morning, Indubians. I'm T. Sterling Watson.
And I'm Kortney Henry.
I'm Vilissa Thompson.
I am Stephanie. Full government. I'm Stephanie Williams. I forget y'all. I mean, whatever. My credit is bad, so don't worry about it. Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness. There's one more person out there.
Yep. Hello, beloveds. It's LaBlaq.
And this is the Indu Podcast, finally, where morning drive time meets late night talk show, and we aim to entertain, enlighten, and provide auditory escape with knowledge and nonsense. Thank you for stopping by and pressing play. This is our special Friendsgiving Day episode. I did a video before and I kept saying Friends Day giving, and that's not a thing. But hey, I invited some of my greatest friends and past guest co-hosts and such, with some more surprises sprinkled in the way. Where is all this alliteration coming from? How are you doing, all you all? Well,
doing fabulous. How are you?
I'm great. Vilissa, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's cool, but I'm staying warm.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. Steph, how are you doing?
I am niggerific.
Great.
I'm sorry. What type of rific was that?
Negro-rific. I cleaned it up a little bit.
I do appreciate it because, family, friends, and whatnot.
I know.
It was great. I love you. LaBlaq, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm fabulous. I'm eating cookies. I didn't know if we were supposed to eat while we did this, so I pretended. I think I went too far with this. I never done this, so I'm good. I'm just eating.
You are better than me, and I wish I brought, actual treats to eat while I was, recording as well, because why not? And I am pretty hungry. So, yeah, that's great. I'm glad I'm doing well too. I'm a little sleepy, but I'm good. I'm here. I'm with my friends, my beloveds, and Yeah, it's been, I was going to say a week, literally since I last recorded, but this is coming out later. Yeah, it's been great. And since you kind of mentioned it already, I am curious. I'm just going to roll in with the first question that I asked you guys. And that is, if this was an actual Friendsgiving thing, and I've been to, I think, 2 or 3 of them at this point, and it's usually like a potluck thing. In case no one has ever been to a Friendsgiving and doesn't know what that is, it's normally someone brings something, and you don't necessarily have to cook it, because even your friends know that maybe you're not that great in the kitchen. So what would you bring? Kortney, we'll start with you. If this was an actual Friendsgiving event and I invited you over, what would you bring?
So this is a very good question, and one I need to figure out like in real life, because I'm going to a Friendsgiving celebration or gathering this weekend, and I still have no idea what I'm bringing. So, I mean, if it's themed, you would bring something within your skill set to stay on theme. This particular Friendsgiving was supposed to be like, we were supposed to like do Thai food. We weren't going to do traditional Thanksgiving food, but we were going to do Thai food. Somehow that's changed. So now I'm like, I don't know. But if we were doing like apps, because I've been to somewhere we just do apps, everybody bring an app, like appetizer. I mean, I would probably do some sort of dip. I know how to make jalapeno dip. It's actually jalapeno popper dip, and it's pretty freaking good, and it's easy. So probably just something simple, unless we were going for something more elaborate. Because you can't go wrong with, throw stuff in a container or a crock pot or something and just bring that container. And that's my favorite type of food anyway. Just easy. So
things are in crock pots.
Something like that. Huh?
Things that are in crock pots are your favorite kind of food?
Well, just stuff you just dump and cook it all together, and then you go, and that's the meal. Just easy. You don't have to like prep a whole lot or get fancy with it. Nobody has time for that. I don't.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of like Friendsgiving. I would think is to like, it's like, ooh, I'll do this fancy thing, only this one thing, and that's what I will bring, and people will be so amazed, like, oh, look at Judy's like casserole dish thingy and whatever it is. For some reason I'm imagining Judy has some 3-bean casserole, because that's what Judy would do. She's the worst. Why did anyone invite her?
Here's the thing about a 3-bean casserole or any kind of casserole. You dump it in one container, one like glass or, whatever pan, and that's that. You don't have to do a bunch of, it can have the illusion of fancy. It can even be fancy, but that doesn't mean you have to spend a whole lot of time on it. I'm all about like quick, efficient,
but still tasty.
Don't have to think about it. Yeah, of course. I wouldn't bring something gross to a Friendsgiving. I would never live it down.
Well, there's some people that still don't know this, and they bring, what was it, a couple of years ago that made the rounds on Twitter? Someone brought what they was calling macaroni and cheese, and I think it was just, noodles and maybe some...
the sliced cheese on top.
Yeah, it was horrible.
No. That's gross.
Yeah, it is.
It needs to be like a fully prepared dish, but I'm saying like you don't have to go all out in terms of like your Thanksgiving Day meal, unless that's the agreement. If that's what y'all going for, then go for it. But like, I think we're just doing potluck style this weekend, and I don't know if there's a theme or whatever, but there's time for me to figure that out. So it's all good.
So what are you bringing to this potluck? The one I'm hosting.
That's what I'm saying.
You still don't know.
Oh, this one? The one you're hosting? I'm gonna bring the jalapeno popper dip.
Okay. Because if you didn't bring anything, it's like you didn't bring plates, like paper plates or cups. What's going on?
I can do that too, but I can bring an actual food dish as well.
Okay.
It's only fair.
Thank you. You're too kind. Vilissa, what are you bringing?
Well, I'm going to stay true to brand and bring the wine because that's what I do best.
Yes.
Well, alrighty then.
We appreciate you.
Got to keep the party started,
The party has started and does not start until Vilissa gets there. So
yes. And of course, bringing, some non-alcoholic, drinks too, for those that may not partake, but for those that do, got to get a little sauce, got to have a little fun. See people get a little heat up. So that's what I'm trying to do.
This is my home, so I will not be taking part in the non-alcoholic one. So I'm not going anywhere. So I will. I'll enjoy the one that does have a little spice to it.
All right, now.
Why? Thank you. Yeah, that was. I like that answer. Very, very, very good. Steph, what will you be bringing?
This is a family-friendly show, so what I really want to bring, I won't. But if you want to take a walk around the block, we can. Then we can come back. And then we can come back, and I will bring a very specific dish, and that is a mango peach chicken pasta, which I have mastered over the last 2 years. If it sounds delicious, it's because it is, and it's got a little kick to it. And I would bring that. I would just bring a pan of that and the other stuff, and then we would just all have a good time.
Hey, look, you got wine, you got the other stuff. It's going to be good.
I am super curious on the other stuff, but I understand we will get to that a little later, I suppose, whatever that may be.
Just a little gummy bear here and there, maybe some cookies or a brownie.
That's what I thought. I thought
some dessert.
I mean, based on previous conversations we've had, I thought it would at least be like a gummy bear of some sort, of a special variety.
Of some sort.
Now, mentioning the gummy bears, I will say that because I do know at this point I have gained a fan in one of my coworkers, and he comes to me every once in a while talking about gummy bears, and he's like, "You keep going on about gummy bears," and he thought I was talking about the kind that you like,
special gummy bear.
Yeah. Until he realized that they were just like, "Oh, these are ones that kids can have." I'm like, "Yeah, they're just regular gummy bears."
Yeah,
that's
important.
Yeah, so I mean, I would approve it. It is. I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking that the kids are either at home or with some babysitter somewhere, so everyone can just feel free and relax and have a good time. So yeah, I'd allow it. And I'd also like I was writing these down and I stopped at wine. What did you say again? The family safe thing you're bringing?
Mango peach chicken pasta.
Okay.
You got a little sweet, a little heat. It was actually a recipe that I learned while I was at Publix of all places, because they actually have some really great recipe cards near where we were picking up food, and it just so happened I caught my eye, and they were doing a little taste test, because sometimes I have some folks cooking the meals on Saturdays or Sundays, and I had it, and it had bacon in it, and I was like, you know what? Yes, this is it. This is the thing. This is the thing that I will learn, so I can bring it to a Friendsgiving or Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, and spend my thing. It makes me feel fancy, even though it literally is not.
It sounds fancy because I'm like,
it does, but it's very easy to make.
I mean, once it has a number of different ingredients literally listed in the name, the more you say it, the fancier it is. I'm like, ooh, this sounds fun. Maybe a little tropical too, but it sounds delicious.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm my interest is piqued. I think I would have liked some. So thank you for contributing, and welcome to my humble abode and all the other things that you're saving for later. And LaBlaq, what are you bringing?
I'm bringing chocolate pecan bourbon pie.
Okay.
Ooh.
Really delicious, and I'm really good at making it, and I like to use it as the excuse for why I'm late, because I say it and everyone's like, oh, that sounds complicated, and I'm like, oh yeah, it is, but it's not.
I mean, did you hear Did you hear the reaction when you said it though?
I did, and that's how I get you back into like loving me again. Is I say whatever, and then you guys are like, "Ooh, did she say chocolate and pecan and bourbon?" Like, and then you're back. See, man, I know I'm trash, but like I'm friendly trash.
I feel like I need to unpack that, like friendly trash. Like I'm not sure I've come across like trash on the side of a road that's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And just because if
it's like that lovable mess. You're like, "Oh, LaBlaq, like one day she'll get it together," like that,
But I also know you, and if you were to prepare this pie, you would have like done it the day before. And then you just came late for other reasons.
Of course, because that's me. Like a high functioning failure. There you go.
Oh my God.
So much love and positivity here. And I do approve of your dessert dish. Can you tell me it again? Because there was a number of items within this pie.
It's chocolate, pecan, bourbon pie.
And in this house, we pronounce that pecan. Thank you very much.
Okay, pecan.
Pecan? Do you really? What? What did you just say?
I was actually good. I don't know what he said, but
I was nervous about saying that because some people say pecan, and
I was gonna say pecan.
I say pecan.
See?
Okay, pecan counts, but pecan?
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
I don't know.
What
you know
kind
what? I think
Hey,
Sterling had one of those gummy bears. That's what that is.
Oh no.
Well, Kortney, do you remember? I told you this before. I
don't know that you ever did.
You may have blocked it out because you
Maybe
really protested. Because I just,
Did I protest as strongly as I'm protesting right now?
You are, you did probably, yes.
Because do you know how crazy that is?
I do, because this is how I pronounce giraffe too. So I have to have my own spin on it.
No, you don't do it you don't say it in a normal conversation though.
I will do it just to see if anyone is picking up and paying attention.
Why do I want to give you a dictionary and just have you say words?
Please.
Like,
yes.
I just want you to just speak words.
I'm slightly concerned right now.
I am too, frankly. Sterling, you're a whole adult. And how do you say these words?
I mean,
incorrectly. That's how.
Maybe that's why people had an issue or people looked at me confused because, some jobs, if they make a surplus of money, they will give you a bonus check. So I was like, well, where's mine? So.
See, I'm
okay. Now this is what is this? Chaotic evil? This is chaotic evil.
Okay. I'm trying to stay in the chaotic neutral area. But chaos is fun.
No, this is evil.
This is
why
why
causing this much stress during the Friendsgiving episode.
Right. We're supposed to be happy and like eating good food and drinking and stuff, and here you all causing fights within the first few minutes. We just got here.
Well, there's alcohol present. There's
we haven't even.
No, we're not blaming it on alcohol. We are.
There's adult gummy bears. There's
don't throw the gummies.
They haven't kicked in yet.
Maybe I started celebrating early, perhaps. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you about to cause fights up in here. You are causing fights up in here.
Clearly. I will also be making my own apple pie. I don't Dutch apple. I'm trying to find more words to put in to make it sound fancy, but it's not.
You call it an apple pie.
This is a good one.
And I think I will start doing that from now on. Thank you very much.
Oh, God.
You're welcome.
I will be making my appeal pie, and it's no, I'm not going to go that far. I was going to say it was very appealing, and I already hate myself for that. So,
there's the door, Sterling, over there, right there.
This is my house. It's my house.
Get out. See yourself out.
This is
Just
my
go.
house.
No, go.
Got my fuzzy blanket that I am wrapped in. Still Birdman hand rubbing, so it's my house. The other item that I actually will be making is, and this it actually says it on the recipe, is a cheesecake pie because it's in a pie pan thing. But it's very light, rather than your typical kind of heavier cheesecake. It's much lighter, and I do enjoy it thoroughly. So there's that. And I'll probably just steal a deep fried turkey from my father because,
Ooh,
yes,
that sounds good.
that's really the only way I'll eat a turkey at this point.
Yeah.
Because the roasted is overrated. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
That's the best part.
I'm sorry.
No, they roasted is a little overrated.
It is. And I'm good because I know that you can do it in a way where it doesn't taste dry or it isn't dry, but it's still just no. It's boring. I don't like it. I'm good. So yeah, and I'm actually kind of on the side of those untraditional or non-traditional kind of meals, like the whole Thai thing. I think I've heard of someone else doing that, where they go with something like completely different than the norm. So you wouldn't find turkey; you'd find some other cuisine altogether. So I'm like, that's interesting. But yeah, if turkey has to be there, then it will have to be deep fried. So don't want any other parts any other way. All right, so it's sounding good so far, other than just have basically a sweet tooth, and I'm okay with that. So there's let's see, no vegetables. Oh wait, the jalapeno poppers. Does that counts, right?
I wouldn't count that as a vegetable. I'll bring veggies. I can bring veggie sides. How about that?
Okay, that's fine. Got the pasta, and I say deep fried turkey when really I could just be happy with like a steak, but there's chicken too. There's chicken pasta, so there's meat there. So okay, all right, not bad. I think we'll have a good time, and definitely it begins. Now I will bring in one regular segment yet again, which I did last episode. And I want to give a shout out to Berto, who was also on the last episode. He's been feeding us words to use for our Word Watch segments. He actually also gave me a Black History fact, but I will save it for next episode because I have one for this one already, and I also have a word already. And the word for this episode, for this Word Watch, is
Word Watch.
Yeah, witherword, which basically means witherword or witherwords with an S at the end. Basically means where. Trying to find a sentence that uses it. Oh, of course, it's in, what is this? Shakespearean. Wilt thou have me row, for I wot not whitherward to steer? I don't know what that even means. So, yeah.
What did you even just say?
I think that means, where do you want me to go?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so it is classified as an archaic word because people don't use it anymore, and why would you? But then again, it just sounds, whimsical. Whitherward are you? or whitherward art thou? Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I can work that into a sentence. I have to stop and think about it and get my mouth right to say it. And then by then they're already gone. So I'm like, whitherward the person I was talking to? And
gone out of there.
Yeah, but that is today's word. I'm going to go ahead and put in the word Berto gave me because I still am not sure I know how to pronounce it. And you saw the word too. Do you want to give it a shot?
Let me pull it up so I can actually try to phonetically like continue to wrap my head, because remember I rejected this word. So
You did. But I brought it back because my
you
phone actually
did.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. It mean no, I say the word and then say what it means. So
Correct.
the word I think is pronounced Brobdingnagian.
Wow.
Brobdingnagian. And it means of gigantic size. So if you want to try and follow along with me with the spelling, it is spelled Brobdingnagian. So Brobdingnagian, I think.
Yeah, Brobdingnagian. That's what I went with. I think I said it.
No.
You have to say it fast but confident.
That wasn't me.
Oh.
That wasn't me right then. I know that.
So that was a Brobdingnagian tree over there.
Yes. Yes. That's the correct usage of the word, which I still reject.
Okay. And the other running joke that we had is it sounded like a Pokemon. So I choose Brobdingnagian to, I don't know.
It's a word. That's all I know. It's a $25 word. It's a big old word that needs to be put to rest for good.
Brobdingnagian is a Brobdingnagian word. There. I used it in context of what it is. Okay.
I'll accept it this time.
Thank you, Berto, for sending us these things. That I think he purposely tries to find big words to trip me up in.
Mm-hmm.
So I
refuse. It's pretty entertaining.
I know. People enjoy it.
And you just walk right into it. So.
I do, because I know it's for the people, and I will I will look like a fool for the people. So I will do it. Which I think has become my gender neutral word to talk to people. Because I did go on a little bit of a rant on Twitter the other day, just trying to find something, just to cover all the bases. And no, that's not what I ended. I ended with just calling everyone future ghosts, because I was feeling a little existential at the time. So I'm like, you know what? This covers all the bases, because everyone will perish one day. So,
wow.
Okay. A little dark, bro.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
That seems like that's a really appropriate response. Just
it is 7:46 on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is still Tuesday.
It feels like a Tuesday, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yet all of this was happening. Actually, I think it was yesterday. So work has been rough some days. So
yeah.
So that's partly part of it. I did have a few other. Well, it started with because I saw someone use the phrase "theydies" and "gentle them." So I thought, I thought that was clever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But one thing I had been using on and off, back and forth, was peasants and plebeians, because those aren't as often used. And, peasants are an actual thing. And sometimes, I don't want to put people down. But plebeians, I stole from Clarkeisha Kent, because I think I saw her use it once. I'm like, ooh, that's a great word. I love that. Then I went on a little rant about crumb snatchers and how it doesn't necessarily have to be children, because adults also steal as much food.
Oh, this is very true.
Yes, I do.
So yeah, there's many terms out there, but fools is a safe one because I'm fine with just calling people a fool. It's like, how dare you? But yeah, fools and crumb snatchers. Now, I do have an additional question, and after we're done eating all of this food, we have this thing we like to call the itis, and I know some of us are already tired, but is this something that in a regular setting, do you fight it, do you avoid it, or do you just give in? And we'll start with Vilissa. What do you do?
Depends on where I am. Like, if I'm around people, I will fight to stay awake.
Mm-hmm.
If I am by myself, I am laying up under a blanket somewhere, probably with whatever TV that is on, will end up watching me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right. And Steph, what do you do?
Same for me. It's situational. Doesn't kind of matter who I'm around because if I'm sleepy, I'm the one to sleep. But if we like plan on doing something afterwards, so like usually there's some movie to go see as a family or as a group. I'll try to stay awake. If I do want to partake in a little capitalism, I'll go shopping in the night because I don't feel so bad that people have to come in and work on Thursday, which is trash. But I'll just say I'll go like late at night, like that's 12. But it's just situational. Sometimes you can't help it though. My eyes just put you in the headlights and it's like, don't care, go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
And LaBlaq?
Sorry, I'm here. Remember, trash friend. So, the itis question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Were you eating the pie? Is that what was going on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I might have had too many cookies and milk just now. So,
Right.
so I'm living it. Yeah. I'm gonna say I'm gonna take a nap. Is that the correct question answer?
Yes, it is.
Sorry.
It's all good. I get it. And Kortney, what would you do?
Yeah, so normally I'm going to just go with the flow, it's Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving. We're probably just sitting around, shooting the breeze anyway. I'm going to take me a little nap and just rejuvenate so I can maybe get like another plate, and then, yeah, I'm going for it.
Okay. Now, I generally avoid them. I don't know how or why this started. I think it was just a challenge to myself, but and for me, I realize it's based on how much I actually eat. So I will eat just enough to be satisfied, not to be full, because sometimes being stuffed, I don't feel so good afterwards. So not in the Peter Parker dusting away, I feel so good, but just in the sense like, oh, this is too much, and I just feel like I don't know, just rolling out of the room or something and just crawling to some corner to wait until I digest. So, but yeah, I'll eat just enough, and that'll be good. And the itis, I think I felt I have defeated it by not even getting close enough to eating enough where it will come to get me. So, so that's what's been happening to me. Except recently, my sister made some really, really good lasagna, and I couldn't stop eating it. And then that very thing that I talked about avoiding happened.
It got you.
It got me, and I felt terrible, but not long. It didn't last very long because I fell asleep. So yeah, until I woke up and like, oh, that was a lot of food. I couldn't take it. But yeah, after the eating comes, well, traditionally in this household in my family, Black Friday is also Decorating Friday. but
For Christmas.
for Christmas. And I've already seen houses as early as, it was probably November 1st, but I saw it November 5th. They've already got lights out. And I'm like, wow, just could not wait, could you? Just wait until...
Here's my theory on that. Here's my theory. So I don't have Christmas decorations up, but I have been like fiending since about November the 1st myself. Because, it's cooler weather. It just feels like the holidays, right? So,
right.
But I said, no. I have like fallish decorations. I'm going to let those marinate, and then after Thanksgiving is when I'll decorate. But here's my thing. I think it's perfectly okay to begin decorating for Christmas as early as you like, because really if you wait a reasonable, and I'm saying reasonable in air quotes, amount of time to put up your Christmas decorations, you don't get to enjoy them for very long, because Christmas is not far away after Thanksgiving. It's only about a month. So I think if you can celebrate the joy and feel the joy longer, then go for it.
Okay.
So that's my theory. I think people just want to see it longer, and they're just really excited about Christmas, which is cool too.
I do. Like, you're saying a month is not long enough to enjoy your decorations?
No, not for Christmas.
Okay. Did you want to...
I'm waiting, but,
Did you want to chime in on that, Vilissa?
I kind of agree with Kortney. I think that, when Christmas comes, it's just a big letdown. It's just whole anticipation.
Right.
So I don't really see anything wrong with decorating early. Like, I know that I went to an event earlier this month where I wore my Christmas sweater. So I really cannot judge anybody who wants to put anything up, at this point in time. And I know I'm kind of resisting putting things up myself. I don't have a lot of decorations, but I have like this cute little tree that I bought that sits on the table and everything like that. So I'm trying to wait and be good, but the struggle is real.
LaBlaq, when do you start, if there are any decorations? Because do you do Christmas or do you do Hanukkah? Do you do both?
I do Christmaka, so I do both.
Okay.
So we're very anti-Christmas tree.
Okay. Not bad.
And then, Hanukkah, basically blue and silver lights go up. And I think what I would say is I am super, super lazy. So they go up late, but they stay up for New Year's. So, because New Year's is actually my favorite holiday. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that does lead into a follow-up question, which we'll come back to. But we want to get Steph's opinion in too when that starts, if it starts, for decorating.
It depends. We usually decorate maybe a week before Thanksgiving just to have some decorations up. Now that I have a little one, he's very eager to have the tree up, so the tree has been going up earlier and earlier and earlier. Because he likes to look at the lights. So, no, I really don't think there's any rules to it. I think now if you get your stuff still up well into February, we need to have a discussion. But if you're throwing stuff up right after Halloween, I'm not going to judge you too hard because the stores do it, so it's not like people aren't used to seeing it, so they should leave you alone.
Right. And that's basically what I just wanted to get to, because I was like, it just seems to keep happening earlier every year, or at least in the stores, because, it's September when they start selling some Christmas things sometimes that I see. Yeah, so I'll see it then. And then I'm even wondering, and it's probably going to be after Thanksgiving, but I should start hearing Christmas music. But I'm actually with Kortney on this, where I will start singing Christmas, well, not singing, but listening to Christmas music. Okay, I'll sing along too. And pretty much as early, sometimes in October, really, if I'm being honest. I'll do it then. But I'm not as super excited about Halloween, so I'm just like, okay, hurry up. And then,
What?
I like passing out the candy more than I like receiving candy because I'm not really that crazy about candy unless gummy bears, but they're usually the kid-friendly gummy bears. No, nothing wrong with the adult ones, but yeah, it's where I feel on Halloween. But yeah, I love Christmas, and I am unlike my grandmother, who every year has been less decorating when we go to her house because she will wait until Christmas Eve to decorate.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So she's like one of those grandmas that, like, you know how like families on TV will wait to decorate the tree or wait. Yeah, they'll wait till Christmas Eve to even decorate for Christmas on TV, the TV families.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it took me a while to realize how interesting a choice that was. Because I'm like, wait, that means you don't get to see your decorations because you know that these are the same families that take them down like the day after. So I'm like, why go through the trouble if it's just going to be up for a day or so?
Yes, you're right, and it gets
like,
better.
What am I missing here? Okay. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No. I wanted just to leave that thought, and anyone who had a thought regarding that could chime in. Like, really, that actually happens, and that was in my childhood. As I got older, the decorations decreased until all she would put up, again, still Christmas Eve, is this circular light thing that she would put in the window. And that would be it.
Okay.
Like it was just like a ring with like white lights, like white, Christmas lights on it in the window, and that was like the decorations.
So do they move or are they stationary lights?
Stationary. That's it. That's all they do. It's just
this is a circle of lights.
Circle of lights, small.
Okay.
Very low key.
That's her way of That's her way of being festive.
I guess. I mean, I kind of get it for her. I think it's just more important that, the family and friends are coming over. Cause I mean, she has like the huge dinner that's happening. So I guess that's like maybe her way of saying, hey, we're open. But so that's kind of, I guess, what's happening.
Her own version of the Northern Star, letting everybody know where that house is and where the food is.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice way of thinking about it, and that's generally what happens. And I think my sister and I were just commenting. I was like, "Do you remember when she actually put up a tree?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was knee high to a grasshopper at that point." So because there's a whole bunch of relatives you never see until like that day, and they know you, but you don't know them. Yeah, that still happens, and I am like.
It does.
Wait, I almost forgot how old I was. 34? Yeah, I'm like 34, and that still happens. I'm running into relatives like, I've never met you. I don't know who you are, but okay.
Yeah. It happens a lot in my family. We have a big family, and, like, for the most part, I know it's the extended, like, cousins, like, second or third cousins a couple times removed, and I'm like, you look familiar. I went to a family. One of my cousins is a pastor. A couple of my family members are pastors and such. But I went to this particular cousin's church, and somebody that I recognize, but they're like a family friend. I recognize them, but of course I don't like know their name or whatever. But they know me, and they're just like. Oh my gosh, you've gotten so big. And mind you, this was like a couple months ago. And I'm like, I'm 32. And I'm like, how do you respond to that?
Right.
Because I'm a whole adult with like a mortgage. Like, how do you, yes, I've grown big. So have you, I don't know what to say. So I just like, that's all I said. Because what an odd thing to say
to another adult. Yeah.
Weird. To another, but apparently, you know how it is when you grow up with somebody, or they grow up, or they watch you grow up. I guess forever in their eyes, you'll always be that young type that they knew way back when or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
It was the weirdest interaction.
You know what? I think because this actually literally just happened, but it's in a different context because the person I actually said it to someone, but they are, I think he might be 18 or 19. So I'm saying the cutoff to saying you've gotten so big is 20. Do not say that to anyone who's over 20.
And that's pushing it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe 19 because
at least he's still a teenager, maybe.
Right. And this guy, he goes to my church. He only went away for like a couple months, but he came back, and I don't remember him being taller than me when he left. But he came back, and he was like a building of a man. I'm like, what happened? Who are you? Why?
Well, that's a little different.
Right.
That's a little different.
It's
like
a little different.
Actually grown to people's sizes. I mean, that
right.
That kind of makes more sense, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And I think maybe his heart grew 3 sizes that big that day. I don't know. It sounded like that's where you were going with that. So
like
I just.
The Grinch?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he probably is as strong as 10 Grinches plus 2, maybe. I don't know, but he is up there, and but for me, my memory of him is still when he was actually like much smaller, just a little boy running around my house, and that was like 15 years ago, but still, I just can't believe how tall he is. Anyway, I want to go back to following up where Stephanie had already started bringing it. When do you take the decorations down? Because that seems to also be a not an issue. And Stephanie would probably be the one that would want to sit down and have a conversation with my sister at least 1 year, because I don't know how long it was, but I want to say it was until maybe at least February that she still had her tree up in her living room. Wow. And I feel for her at the same time, because that tree was huge. Like, it was ridiculously huge. Like, I think she went out in the woods and like just chopped down like the tallest like evergreen tree she could find and stuff it in her house. Because it was too tall for even the room that was in. Like, I think she needed to just like cut a hole in the ceiling so the tree can continue to be a tree.
That's pretty serious.
I mean, it was so big. It was like bending over. So all you had to really do is just like, it's like, oh, the star is now the mistletoe, because it's like the tree is bent to fit inside. And it was, it was odd. But that just brings up the question, when is a reasonable time? When would be like your designated day? It's like, okay, it's de-decoration or undecoration day. What day is that? We'll start with Stephanie.
I'm going to give you until till January 31st.
Okay.
I'll give you that. I'll give you a full month, because I get it, because everybody is still trying to recuperate from just Thanksgiving and Christmas and whatever else they had going on for those 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you till the end of the 31st. But if you still have that Christmas tree up, those decorations up on my African American history month, we're going to have that conversation.
Okay. All right.
Take that Caucasian tree down.
Wow. All right. Whew. Wow. Okay.
The passion, man. The passion.
I know. Like, I felt threatened a little bit. Like, ooh, I got to make sure it's down. I don't want to have a Caucasian tree in my house. Vilissa, when would be a reasonable time that decorations should be brought down?
I know for me, I try to put mine up before the New Year's. So that week before, between Day and New Year's Day. Maybe because I get lazy and I don't want to end up being one of those people that have stuff up in February. So I try to be proactive.
I will come have a conversation with you and face to face.
You can drive down here, so I know that will happen. So yes, I try to get it out early, and yeah, I don't really judge, because I see people around here with the lights on. And I'm like, on the house, and I'm like, I see what you're doing there. Mm-hmm. I see what you're doing. You know what? I don't pass judgment because getting those lights on the house is a lot of work. So I give those people passes when it comes to the outside decoration. But the little lawn stuff that you have, like the little blow up,
like those snowmen and things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those need to go inside the storage house or the garage or somewhere. Like, you're doing a lot.
Yeah, because that's a whole entire fan that you're running. Like, that's a choice. That is a choice. You're turning that on.
Exactly. So, yeah. So, I kind of, for me, it's a little conditional. Depends on what the decorations are. But for me, I try to be done by New Year's Day.
Okay. LaBlaq, do you have a time when decorations should be away?
I will say I don't, but I do kind of sort of give the eyeball to my neighbor who kept her decorations up until April. And I was just like, why are you like this?
Oh, no.
Like,
April.
It just like, for no reason. And then they did the Ghetto Fabulous thing by like adding to the decorations. So like when Valentine's came, it was so hard. And like, and then St. Patty's, and I was like, but you didn't take. I know, right? Like, you didn't take. Sorry, I have a friend over, so we're cracking up over here. Like, it was just a mess. Like, stop it. So I would say, like, mid-January is really pushing it. Like, but please don't be April. Please don't be my neighbor that I kind of hate.
Wow, just tell her how you really feel about your neighbors.
I hope my neighbor, if you're listening to this, I love you. Please stop hitting my trash can. Goodbye.
Ooh. Okay.
That's even worse. For real. Jeez.
Oh man.
The trash neighbor all around.
Yes. Kortney, when are you taking, or when is an acceptable time for the?
So I would say no later than January 31st for sure. I think I strive personally like no later than mid-January too, because like Vilissa said, if I don't like keep myself in check, they'll be up all year. I'll just mentally block it out so it's not there. And then, I'll be super embarrassed if somebody were to come over in June and be like,
Christmas tree up.
Why is your Christmas tree? So I strive for probably mid-January to get my house back to normal and put up everything and just get it over with.
I see. And I do agree with all of you. And like we used to have everything down like January 2nd because my mother would be one. She likes to enjoy the tree, especially like New Year's Day, and she would have it on like all day. And then the next day is when all the decorations come down. And but we all lead even like busier lives, so it's much more difficult these past couple of years to get to that date. So like mid-January is definitely when everything comes down. It's normally on a weekend because that's like the only time. I will forgive those, especially in the Northeast, if you have decorations outside that you can't bring down because it's way too cold to be outside. I get it. But I'm also with Vilissa that if you have those blow up things and you are still blowing them up and it's like January 15th, that is a choice.
Something's wrong.
There is something wrong.
Fix it. Fix it now.
Stop it right now. I will go over there and poke holes in them when you are not looking.
Oh my God.
Hey, those things are expensive. Don't do that.
Well,
you're asking for trouble now.
Okay.
Somebody will get you for real.
Maybe I won't do it.
I
I won't do it, but I know some of the neighborhood school children that I don't like, and I'm like, I will pay you money. I will pay you
just
money.
Send Steph,
right?
Like just to stand across the street and glare at them, and then I think that would work.
I think
that would do the trick.
That'll be her. In fact, I think we need like a new Christmas carol because Santa Claus is coming to town, but we also need one where Steph is coming to town and she will just just wreck all your decorations. We have like a surprise guest. Sorry to just cut that thought. Neysha, welcome
Hey,
Hi.
hey, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
good. But yeah, it would not be Thanksgiving if you had that relative that showed up late. To the
I
function.
know. You better have brought something really delicious.
I bought pecan pie.
We already have some.
Dang it, I should have known. Cinnamon rolls.
Okay, you're in.
I'll take that.
Very good. You recovered, and I will only shun you for like 5 minutes. But
I'll
then,
make it even better. I'll make that giant cinnamon roll cake that I posted. Like I did that last year.
Ooh.
The cinnamon roll cake.
I didn't see this.
I ain't see it either. Yeah.
It's on Twitter. You take a big old cast iron and you just, instead of cutting the cinnamon rolls up, like rolling it the long ways.
Neysha, talk slower. Talk slower.
Sorry. Instead of rolling it up and like as a log and slicing them up, what you do is you just you roll one roll and then you roll it again and again and again, and then you put it in a cast iron and then you cook it.
Oh yeah,
wow.
I'm gonna need to maybe try this one out.
I can send it.
And next time you talk about it, just talk about it even slower, because I just.
And then I make the icing from scratch.
Oh, there it is.
What?
Okay.
Wow.
The literal icing on the cake.
Yep.
Cinnamon roll cake. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, send that on, please.
Well, forget the itis. I'm giving in. So. But yet again, more people bringing just desserts, no like nutrients, and that's fine. I'm fine with it. I have a serious sweet tooth, so I will allow it. So Neysha, when you joined us, we were discussing holiday decorations. When would be a good time that you would put them up? And then when would be a good time that's acceptable, then you would take them down?
So according to my mama and my grandmama, we have always put them up as soon as Thanksgiving dinner is done, because there's people to help at the house.
Yeah,
so we put whoever. Because then people will start like just getting out of the way, or you see like who will stay and help, and it's not too much, but we can at least like get the tree up, and it's kind of like a fun thing to just put the tree up. And then by taking it down, honestly, before Valentine's Day.
Wow.
We lazy. Like you could just stay up till Valentine's Day. I think one time it stayed up almost till March.
Ooh.
Oh,
You about to get in trouble.
I know.
Yeah.
But like we're in Illinois, like I'm in Chicago, so if there's snow on the ground.
You will not. Because I am from Chicago. You will not. You will
I
not.
know. I can't use the excuse.
Don't you dare.
I'm sorry.
Stephanie will come and get you.
I brought shame to us all.
I will pop up like Candyman. That tree is still up in March.
See, and this is what I was going into, is saying we've got songs about Santa coming to town, but now we need songs with Stephanie's coming to town to scold you for leaving your decorations up. So yeah, she was going to get you, and yeah. So look out, I guess, because
you better watch out.
I mean, you'll just look out your window and you'll just see like just
standing there,
right?
Ominously.
Side-eyeing somebody all the way into shame.
But at least we're not the people that leave the Christmas lights outside. My parents are very minimal when it comes to the lights outside of the house. So like we decorate. I help them decorate. We don't put a lot of stuff on the yard. Like that's it. We put like maybe the Olaf snowman that they bought like years ago, and he sits on a porch, and that's it. But like inside of the house, my mom loves to go all out for the holidays.
You know what? That's fine, because it's on the inside, and no one would know. Oh, excuse me.
You can't judge me inside my house.
I didn't know what to do.
Well, even the outside stuff, and I'll just say it, I've never been a fan of those inflatable things anyway. So maybe that's why I wanted to like poke holes in them. But I don't know. Are you selling cars? What's going on? Why is that there?
You mean you don't want to see Santa Claus on a choo-choo train on the front yard? Just take up all the space.
Okay, I'll give you one of them. There's one that I saw was a giant snow globe. That was pretty cool. I like that one. But all the other ones, I'm good. Like,
they all embody the spirit of Christmas, just like that snow globe did. So, like, why are you being such a hater?
I think I'm being a hater to one house in particular because they had all of them, like they were collecting them.
There it is. And there we go.
Yep.
Now, okay, I get that. If they want to, like, act as if their yard is a commercial for every holiday blow up ever known to man, then no, of course they need to be shamed because that's ridiculous. But you didn't say all that before.
I know, but that's where my mind was. I was thinking about all of them. They had like the Grinch. They had like an elf, Santa in a chimney or on a train. I don't know. It was too much going on. Right.
You got to pick a theme. You can pick one.
Yeah, pick a theme. Stick with it. Go for it. Go all out with that one theme, but you can't pick all the themes. That's not a theme.
You can't have baby Jesus, a nativity scene, 2 nativity scenes, and then there's like 3 Santa Clauses and a snowman all in one yard.
No. You can't have the whole Rankin Bass set of characters out there. Not all of them.
My favorite one I ever saw was one where they actually had like a blow-up giraffe for the nativity scene.
Oh, wait, I don't understand. Like, why? The giraffes are not, what?
It apparently, to them, for their nativity scene, it included giraffes.
I mean, was that supposed to be like a makeshift camel or something? Or
they had the camels, they had the lambs, they had all the farm animals, and they decided to throw a giraffe there, too.
That's a good one.
I don't know why.
I don't even have words because
I don't think giraffes are in that part of the Middle East, though. So that's why.
Well, did we all see Love Actually here?
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm.
I vaguely remember it.
Because there is a Christmas lobster. They did the nativity. They did the nativity play, and there was someone dressed up as a lobster, and there's a whole scene about it. Like, you remember the Christmas lobster? And I'm like, wow. So yeah. In fact, I think one year they did a live tweet, and the live tweet was Christmas lobster. So the hashtag was Christmas lobster. So yeah, we've got lobsters and giraffes at the Christmas nativity scene because they were there.
It's giraffes. Oh my God.
You was slick.
About to jump through this. He tried to be slick. He really tried it. He tried it.
Oh boy. Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about the.
I feel like with the giraffe. I feel like the giraffe in the nativity scene, that was like somebody's 3-year-old that just pitched a fit and was like, Daddy, Mommy, if we don't use this giraffe, like lost his mind or something. And so they were forced, maybe the parents were forced by their screaming toddler to include the giraffe. And so they were just like, whatever, and did it. Maybe that's the story. Like, there's got to be some logical explanation as to why they thought that was a good idea. Right?
I would think so, maybe.
I would hope, but I don't know.
Just if you're going to do outside decorations, don't be gaudy. Don't have like half your house blinking and the other house doesn't, or the other half doesn't, or weird color schemes that don't make any sense. And then, your whole menagerie of inflatables. Just like we said, pick a theme, stick with that. Just, make it look unified so it doesn't look like a hot mess. And it does look a little sad when they're deflated, like in the middle of the yard, just laying there. Like in the daytime
where they don't inflate them.
It's so sad.
He died.
Right. And it wasn't my doing. It was just, they were just there. And, it's just, you don't want to roll that up now because it makes your yard look terrible. But yeah. But I guess we'll get wholesome now. We'll reel it in, and I'll just go around. I was going to say the room, but I'll go around and ask everyone what for this year. What were you like most thankful for? It doesn't necessarily have to be one thing; it could be multiple things. But Vilissa, this year, what's something or some things that this year you're really thankful for?
I am thankful for great friends, great trips, because I went on a couple of good ones this year. Taking breaks, getting rest, thankful for that. Sleep, hashtag I love naps. And just staying true to me. I think that's the thing I'm most thankful for.
I like it. I also like hashtag I love naps, because I do too. Kortney, what are you most thankful for this year?
So one of the things I'm most thankful for, I purchased a new mattress, and it's amazing, and it's like firm, and it's just amazing. Also, I got like a adjustable base, so like I can, put my head up if I want, or put my feet up, or both if I wanted to. But it's kind of a materialistic thing, I guess, but it really does help me with my sleep, which I've always had issues sleeping. And so I'm able to just kind of reprioritize my health with this thing. And it was kind of like the first step in realizing, I have an issue. I need to address it. Let me invest and really take steps to actually take care of myself so I can live a good life. So that's that. But also I this whole year I've kind of received a whole lot of no's instead of yeses. And so instead of, I guess, dwelling on that disappointing aspect of it, I realized I'm still, people always say, well, when one door closes, another one opens. And sure, that may be the case, but I'm kind of still in the place where those doors haven't yet opened for me. Those alternate doors haven't opened for me, but it's still just a really, it's a teachable thing for me to really realize, okay, just because you do a thing, or you put yourself out there, or you go for something, doesn't mean it's going to be awarded to you, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that it was not the right move for you for me to take, or for me to try out for it. And so I'm learning kind of that lesson, the other side of, well, what happens if those doors don't open for you? Whether that's immediate, like they don't immediately open, or they may just not open at all. So I'm kind of learning that lesson, and it's a hard lesson to learn, but I'm thankful for it because it's helping. I feel like it's a good challenge for me, and it's actually helping me to grow and cope, I guess.
Okay. And going back with your first thing that you were thankful for, I did forget. I remember when you told me about the new mattress, and how excited you were. So I never did follow up how great that could be, because you're right. You got to take care of yourself and sleep, and that goes back to what Vilissa was saying, to get rest and to take naps. But also you putting yourself out there in order to receive no's, and you could have got a yes, or you could not have put yourself out there at all. So yeah.
And it's an automatic no with none of the benefits of learning, the lessons behind it. So
exactly. So,
yeah.
So Neysha, what are you thankful for this year?
This year I'm thankful for, I'm gonna just say friends. First off, really good friends. Specifically this year, I've had some really great friends that have pushed me to get out of my comfort zone, to do things that I never thought I was capable of, specifically writing and doing more review and covering things for events. So, because I always said I'm not a writer. And I'm thankful for the friends who would literally jump into my inbox, and then they would just yell at me and say, stop saying that, or stop doubting myself, because this year I think I struggled with self-doubt, just waves of it. And being able to identify when I have those waves, and then just having the support system when because I typically power through those kind of things. And it was really helpful to have those friends in my corner to help me through that. But also, and I say this because Sterling, you're one of them, friends that will randomly check in on me. Even though I'm a terrible text backer, I still just truly appreciate having friends like you who be like, you good? You okay? How you doing today, friend? And I will get back to you eventually, and you never hold it against me.
No, I just tease you for all your typos because
I know. I type fast. I type fast and furiously.
I'm trying to tell you there's no rush. I'm not going anywhere. Just, just slow down just a little bit. Because sometimes they're out of control and I have no idea what you said. Because that's not even close to being a word.
You have so much content to ever just do a thread of what did Neysha say? And I guess the other thing I'm thankful for is through this year, I discovered my self-worth. This is kind of connected because therapy is great. And I finally took some friends' advice and just it can wait. And eventually I actually got a therapist who I enjoy and has been very helpful. And I don't know why I waited so long, probably because no money and insurance sucks. But the point is, I found something that worked, and I've just really appreciated it because life is hard in 2019 and just trying to navigate it. But very thankful for those things.
That's great. And the sentiments, I'm so thankful for our friendship as well, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, those all sound like great things, and I've definitely seen you grow throughout the year and all the things that you've been accomplishing, and I'm very proud of you and very happy and excited for what's maybe next for next year. So
thank you.
Yeah. Steph, what are you thankful for this year?
Me?
Yes, you.
Okay, sorry, it cut out.
Oh, okay.
I think along the same sentiments as everyone else, just personal growth. So finding a therapist and just kind of, unpacking some things, which has allowed me to maybe 60% of the time have a, I don't want to say more positive outlook, but maybe a more productive outlook on things when they don't necessarily go the way that they should. So really just getting out of my own way, and for instance finally putting out a webcomic, because what the heck was I waiting on? It wasn't as difficult as I made it out to be, but you don't know until you actually start doing the thing, and then when you finally do it, it's huh. So I very much I am capable. I just need to remember that. But yeah, just it hasn't been a nice, smooth year, but also at the same time, it hasn't beaten me down like I allowed 2018 to do. So I'm thankful for the ability to, allow myself the grace to feel the way that I feel in those moments, and then also to be surrounded with a support system that also allows me to feel how I feel in those moments, but also at the same time be really encouraging and just there.
That's great. And yes, you definitely have been a continuous inspiration to me, and just your resiliency to just whatever life throws at you, and you still accomplishing and doing things. So I'm glad to see stuff that you do and things that you put out. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Not you, Michael. Sorry, my child was walking in the room.
Oh, okay. And as for myself, a material thing I'll get out of the way is Betty, my car. I am very thankful for that, because my other car, Alice, she got me through quite a bit, but Betty is here to take over. I'm so thankful for that lovely car getting me around. But no, Seattle. I went to Seattle earlier this year, the beginning of the year. Thankful for that trip. It was a lot of fun. I was way out of my comfort zone and did something I never did before, and flew all the way across the country. So that was fun. Thankful for at this point, what is this, episode 113? So when I did the 100th episode, that was a huge milestone for me. And I was just thankful that went well, and I had a lot of fun, and I really felt like I was in my element, like I am right now. And also just thankful for my friends, the ones that I've invited and that are, putting in quotes, my air quotes, sitting around me now. And there's a very specific reason why I invited these fine people. You've heard, as I'm counting in my head, 5 voices. I did invite 6, and I will just go through and get your tissue boxes ready because I know I have mine next to me. But
oh goodness,
I didn't come here to cry.
For real.
Sir, how dare you?
Neysha, you have been also an inspiration as you work hard. Yes, you do work quickly, but you also are very efficient. So you get a lot of things done and take no flack from anyone. So I would definitely have you on my team. As I told you before, to fight Thanos, I think I said.
Yes.
I mean, actually, all of you, I would take on my team to fight Thanos because, like, you're all amazing. So, I also would like to thank LaBlaq. She had to step away. I don't know what she would have answered for what she's thankful for, but she's someone that I do talk to on a regular basis. So she is one of many people that helps keep me grounded. And I like to bounce ideas off of her. She's just an amazing friend to have. Stephanie, like I had said a little earlier before, that you also just your resiliency with life and things that's thrown at you. We connect every once in a while. Like I try to reach out to you at least once a month just to check on you, see what's going on. And I'm so glad that each time I
appreciate that.
Oh, you're our friend. You're very special. And from the many years that I've known you, and I can't wait to one day actually get to hang out with you and maybe share a gummy bear, an adult gummy bear.
2020.
2020. We'll make it happen. Yeah, and how you have always come back time and time again to the pod, and I think you still hold the record for being the most frequent guest. I actually lost count now, so yeah, I'm glad you always answer that call. But just the things you do, your sense of humor, and your friendship, I'm just always thankful for that. And Vilissa, also for your friendship, but your support and your encouraging words, and you're just southernness. I can't even, it just feels like warm, like talking to you. It's just a warm feeling each time I talk to you, and your laugh is always so reassuring to me. So I thank you, and for being a fan too, because I think you're like one of the first people that reached out and just said how much you enjoyed the podcast. So I'm like, why don't you come on and hang out with us? And you did, and it's always been a favorite thing to have you on. And the conversations we have elsewhere just about life, and I was like, oh good, I'm not alone struggling with these other random things that I thought only me. So I'm thankful for you.
Oh, thank you, Sterling. You're trying to get me all sentimental and things. I didn't come here for that. But I appreciate it.
And there's also Kortney, who is who has definitely been one of my favorite people over the last few years, and was not expecting to find such a lovely human being and one of the best friends I've had over the last few years. And can't even just say, oh, it's just Twitter. Not at all. In fact, yes, all of you people I met through Twitter, but yeah, Kortney, you've definitely been, as I said before we started recording, she is the Alexander Hamilton to my George Washington. So my right-hand man, and every sense of the word, definitely anything, not even podcast related, just like life related. I try to make sure that you're included in the loop. Like, this is happening. Should I be panicking? Is everything okay? Am I okay? Are you okay? And, just checking in as, often as I can, but not trying to be too overbearing. But I thank you. And all of you, I love you very, very much. Oh, the other person I invited, and he's under the weather, but I want to give him a shout out, is Nick from Megashine. He was going to join us. He's another person that I talk to regularly, and just also kind of check in and go through, life's battles, because life is difficult. So I just wanted to make sure, I check in with him. It's like, hey, you're not alone. I'm here too. What's going on? Talk to me. What's going on? And let it all out. And it's all good. And other than him feeling ill, I know he's in, good spirits and in a good place. And Berto, I'll shout Berto out too, because talk to him pretty regularly too, as he gives me words to trip up on. But he's good people, and hopefully I get to meet him soon, as with the rest of you, because I have met Neysha. We do have to hang out again one of these days.
I do need to make a trip out east.
Definitely. And as I already said, Stephanie and also Vilissa. I think we were close though, Vilissa. I forgot. I thought there was some event that we almost met at, but one day soon. We'll
yes, definitely.
Yes. With that said, and I'm only putting it out in the universe, out in the atmosphere, just to see what happens. But it was dropped in my ear hole about BlurredCon and just going. And I figured, like, okay, I'll go. But then I also saw a submission. So maybe, possibly, I'll consider submitting to do the Indu podcast there. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Do it.
Shoot that shot.
All right. Well, I guess I will be submitting the podcast
Universe has spoken.
to BlurredCon. So do keep a lookout. That's happening in July. Regardless, I do want to go. That's in DC. So I'll definitely want to do that, or the DC area. And also, I think it's not official, but I probably will do another live episode in May. So that'll also probably be in Connecticut. So we'll see what happens there. And
DragonCon. You'll come to DragonCon, yes?
Sure. When is DragonCon? Is that August?
It's in August, and it's usually the weekend of Labor Day, but I think this year it will be the weekend after, which should be better because it won't be as crazy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, I'm guessing, well, where is it? I want to say it's in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Okay. It is all right. I know stuff. Wow. Good for me.
Look at you.
Okay. Because, I do want to do, like, more cons, at least just going and just, being in the atmosphere. So, yeah, why not? Why not go there? So, yeah. There are at least 3 appearances I'll be out amongst the world and the people and the rest of you plebeians. So, yeah, we'll see. All right. I think that's all I'm thankful for right now. And shout out to Ashley, who's been an amazing friend and just a beautiful, lovely person. So I know she'll be like, why do you say my name? So yeah, she's great too.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's time for plugs and shout outs. And Neysha, do you have anything? I know you do. You have at least 48 things that you're working on. Narrow it down to 5, at least 5.
Okay, so if anyone is interested in hearing my voice more, you can hear me on 2 podcasts that I do with the But Why Though podcast community. I'm sorry, the But Why Though geek community. One is called Did You Have To, where my co-host Kate and I discuss all things anime. We have changed our tagline to just bad bitches talk about anime. So that's one podcast. Another one is with Carolyn Hines. Y'all, I think some of y'all, if not all y'all, might know her also on Twitter. Everyone who's in this recording, where we call So Here's What Happened, where it is a monthly entertainment review podcast where we talk about the things we have watched and read through the month. And then you can find me writing things on not only on Twitter where I just shout and make thirst tweets, but also on the But Why Though podcast website. Where I do a lot of reviews for manga and anime and a bunch of different movies and stuff.
Wow. See, I told you had a lot of stuff, but you stay busy, and although that's good quality content there. So
thank you.
I second all of that. Co-sign it. Vilissa, where can we find you? What are you doing? All that good stuff. What's going on?
Right. Well, you can find me on Twitter, attempting to mind my business, but folks want to be great. Where I talk about disability, race, and gender from the intersectional lens. I have a Patreon that allows me to be a little bit more creative in my writing, talk about the things that I enjoy. I added a new tier for a project that I'll be doing more of in 2020, which is Wine Me, Will Me, which allows me to combine my love for wine, social work, and activism. You can also find me writing more and speaking more in 2020, which is my goal for next year. And just holler at your girl. You know, I'm open to new opportunities. Sterling, you know, I'm always thankful that you bring me on here with you and Kortney to have a good time. And I love doing podcasts. So holler at me if you want me on yours.
Yes, I'm so grateful you do come each and every time. And that's why you're bringing wine to this party, because you've got a little deal going on over there.
I sure do.
Get it now. I see what's happening. I should throw out my I do have something I have to work on that. I have Wink that send wine out, and I have a special link I could send out, but I don't have it ready. Kortney, you're supposed to remind me. I forgot. I'm kidding. It's not your fault. You didn't know.
It's not my fault.
I know. I was teasing you. It was me. Stephanie, what are you up to or doing, or where can we find you if you want to be found?
Well, you can find me on the Twitter at Steph__Will. I am on a crusade to get everyone to get on board with the fact that Charles Xavier is trash. You can
Dang.
It is my mission. You can also find some of my writing on Fangirl's website or Sapphire Flyer. I'm currently doing recaps for South Park for the AV Club, and that is I need a tech situation because South Park, I do not know why it's still on. So there's that. I currently just started a webcomic called Parenthood Activate, which has 3 issues so far, maybe 4 by the time you hear this. And that is just a comic about just the day-to-day with myself and my son. And I am launching a new webcomic, which will at least have 1 issue by the time you listen to this episode, called But Why Though? But What If Though? And that will be some fun. It'll be if Adult Swim ever decide to give me a budget and a show, that's what this comic is. So it's taking some of your faves and doing what I do best and ruining them for you. So please support. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Parenthood Activate does have a website, parenthoodactivate.com, and But What If So webcomic will also be available on Webtoons along with Parenthood Activate. And I think that's it. I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Sterling?
I was just about to ask, where can we find these things? And you already did it, so thank you.
You are welcome.
Because I completely forgot about the webcomic, at least the Parenthood Activate, because we did it we talked about it like a great deal on a past episode that did not get recorded.
That.
Yeah. So,
I appreciate you all talking about it.
Yeah. We would have talked about, or you would have heard about it a little bit more on that episode, but I never hit the record button. So yeah, that episode never went out because it never recorded. So yeah, but the good news is I'm looking at literally it says recording. So we are all good. It would really suck if I ever realized none of this was recorded. Fantastic. But yeah,
I can't tell you how many times I've had that nightmare.
Yeah, it got really real, and I felt like just making like a giant apple pie to send to Kortney, because like I had her talking so much in that episode, and only to discover the fatal truth. And I wept, y'all.
You did not.
I cried like little girl tears, and like just I stayed in a corner in the dark, just writing sad poetry because I was just heartbroken. I was crestfallen. That is the word.
That is the word.
Yes, it is the word. The last time I felt crestfallen is when Chief stole the other half of my sandwich. I'm still not over that yet. But anyway, Kortney, where can we find you should you want to be found?
You can find me on the Twitters at IamKHinton, where you can find me tweeting about anything from, let's see, what have I tweeted lately? Disney Plus's garbage app, but awesome content.
Oh my!
Wow! What a take!
Yeah, it's a take. It's a correct take too.
The gargoyles. I'm sorry. Continue.
No. The content is fire, but the app is garbage.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a pause here and elaborate, because this needs to be discussed.
Well, it's working better, but launch day was what most launch days are. If you're not a Disney-owned corporation, it crashed a bunch of times. It wasn't available to a lot of people. It did some really funky things. And, I understand tech stuff. I understand launches don't go as planned oftentimes because it's technology. It just happens. But you're also Disney. So if you can't do the thing and do it correctly, come on. You're talking about how you are the next biggest thing and you're going to put Netflix out of business, but your app doesn't even run properly on day one. Get out of here. Also, I'm still waiting on the continue watching feature, so I don't have to go search a dang show or whatever I was watching every single time after coming back from closing the app. That's garbage. That's the most basic, the most basic UI thing that should be on point. So yes, Disney Plus, your app is garbage. I love your content though, so you're doing something right.
I will jump in. I'm sorry. There's more.
No, I'm just saying I have a lot of feelings about this, but yes, there we are.
But I'll say our last episode was all about Disney Plus, but I think we will have to revisit it after, because like you're saying, we've spent some time with it now, and we're finding all the flaws, all the things that are missing. One particular thing that's missing for me that I'm a little upset about, and this is probably why I'm sleepy now, is because I was up so late looking for this. But there is a Goofy short, and I think maybe How to Play Football. It's probably my favorite Goofy cartoon ever. And I crack up each and every time I watch it, and it is not there. They have a whole bunch of other how to swim. There's also one how to ski. That's another one I really like. That was not there either. So where is it? I know it's in the vault. You're supposed to take all the stuff out of the vault. We won't talk about Song of the South right now, but everything else, why is it not out here? Tell me. Well, not you guys, but I need to know. One thing I did like is that it will keep playing. It'll have a countdown until the next episode of that particular show you might be watching. So that's not so bad. And I'm glad they don't do what Netflix does. And are you still watching? Just leave me alone. Just let it play.
I feel like it's such a passive aggressive way of checking in on you. I'm still watching. It's none of your business, really.
Right.
No, but low key, I do like that feature though, because nothing is worse than waking up while watching a Hulu original and you're on season 5, but you fell asleep on season 1. That's really annoying. So I do like this. I have to jab Netflix's, are you still watching feature, but I do actually appreciate it in the long run.
I guess I don't like waking up to silence, and that's what happens. So
gotcha.
Anyway, did you say where you can be found? I'm sorry, I don't remember. We got off track with.
I did. I'll repeat it though. It's worth repeating. You can find me on the Twitters at IamKHinton. Again, I have much more to say about Disney Plus, and their trash app, and many other things, including stuff about Black witches, because that's what I'm writing and that's all I know right now. So if you have any questions, I got you.
Okay. I do have a question for you before I do my little spiel here. Did you do your homework? And this is a callback to last episode.
Probably not then. No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
I haven't yet. I haven't forgotten about it though.
All right. I didn't want to put you on blast, but okay.
You know why I haven't forgotten? It's because every time I have to go to watch a new show or movie, or just continue watching the same show or movie, I see it there in my watch list. Because you can't even delete stuff out of your watch list after you watched it.
You can. I have.
Oh, okay. Well, that must be a new update since the last time I used it. So
yeah, it's weird.
But still,
if you go on the watch list and then it has like the plus sign, like it's already in the watch list. Why are you still here? You have to check it twice and then it goes away. So yeah,
that's so stupid. See, this is garbage.
I'm just adding to your list. I know. We'll see how HBO Max does next year. All right. And you can follow me on all things at Indoob and go to Indoob.com to find the T Public Store for merch and Patreon to support and get perks. I will say that there are parts of this this recording that you will probably be able to find on Patreon at some point in time. So that's a perk right there. And everything's like $1. So why not? Just $1. Ask us questions by emailing indoopod@gmail.com. Please rate, comment, and share the pod on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, and whatever pods are located, or witherword located. Thank you so much for supporting, listening. There you go. Stopping by and pressing play. Yeah, it just hit you. Tell someone you value that you value them, like Neysha, Vilissa, Stephanie, Kortney, LaBlaq, Nick, Ashley, Berto. I value all of you so much. Live without regrets and live for the folks you love. Please wash your legs, your face.
I was not expecting that.
The way you just said legs.
And the list goes on. Please wash your face. Please wash the bottoms of your feet and the undersides of your dishes. I've been your benevolent host, T. Sterling Watson. And remember, if the world didn't suck, we'd all fall off. Stay fresh, cheese bags. The Indoob Podcast is recorded in a studio somewhere on planet Earth. The Indoob Podcast is part of the Indoob Network. And if you'd like to get in contact with the Indoob Podcast, please email indoobpod@gmail.com. That is indoobpod@gmail.com. You can find the Indoob Podcast on Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Google Play, and of course Podbean, or wherever podcasts may be procured. If you'd like to find out more information, please visit Indoob.com, where you can find our store, the blog, and of course our Patreon, if you'd like to support and donate and find more perks and fun things to listen to and watch. For Chief, DJ Joe Daddy, Bilford, this is T. Sterling Watson signing off. Thank you so much for listening. Use your words, Chief. Good boy. This has been another 3SFX production. Hey there, friend. Enjoying this podcast production? I bet your sweet buttery face you are. I bet you're also thinking, how can I support this show and look awesome doing it? Aside from telling your best pal and all their kin, you can head over to Indoob.com, and 2 clicks later, after hitting the store tab, you'll find yourself with several fun and fancy swag brought to you by the fine folks at the Indoob Network and T Public. If you're a fan of Indoob, Food Fight, or anything under the Indoobian sun, you can find it plastered on mugs, hoodies, pillows, cases, bags, and of course t-shirts. Hurry on over now, and you may catch a sale with all tees 30% off. Seriously, they have sales like every other week. So head on over to Indoob.com or tpublic.com. That's TEEPUBLIC.com and type Indoob in the search bar and continue to pod with the best.